Hey y'all, welcome to Pleiadian Point of View. I'm Peyton with Peyton Energetics, and I'm a Pleiadian channel and starseed coach. So in today's POV, the Pleiadians are going to talk to us about fear. This is something they have a lot to say about recently. So they're going to help us to process some of the fear energy that they're seeing in the human collective. But before we jump into talking about this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button if you haven't done that yet. Fear. Now, this is a topic that we are very familiar with as humans, because the galactics like to joke that humans live on the planet of fear. And we can relate to that as humans. We are bombarded with fear pretty much 24/7. We are just soaking in it. And because of that, most of us have no idea how much fear energy we are actually carrying. Sometimes we may feel like it is just a always present companion in our life, but a lot of us are actually carrying way more fear than we even realize. This is one of those primitive survival emotions that a lot of us are holding unconsciously as well as consciously. So a lot of us, especially in the spiritual community, are holding a lot more fear than we realize. So what do we do about this? Well, the P's have been talking to us about the importance of processing our fear. Anytime we have an energy, especially a very dense energy like fear, that is active in our energy field, what happens is it is constantly manifesting, which means we are constantly attracting things to be afraid of, things to put us in fear, and it just becomes kind of a vicious cycle. So processing our fear is one of our top priorities. This is something the P's have been talking to us about for about 5 years now, and they are getting more and more urgent with this message. And the reason for this is because fear energy, if we are holding a lot of this very dense energy in our field, it will block our ascension. This is just one of those energies, as the P's like to say, that just can't go with us. This is one of the reasons why we are seeing such an explosion of fear in the world. It's coming up to the surface for us to examine and integrate. This is one of the reasons we are seeing it in every corner of our world, is because it is coming up out of the collective shadow. So what this means is it is critical for us to be processing and integrating our fear. Now, one thing that can be tempting when fear pops up in our reality, and one of the ways you will know this is you'll just be running into lots of things that put you in fear, put you in anger, put you in powerlessness. All these things fall under the umbrella of fear. It's a very powerful, very dense energy. But the problem with having a lot of fear in our field is it's going to prevent us from moving into fifth dimensional energies. It just can't go, which means it is a high priority for us to process and integrate the energy. Now, how do we do this? If you are looking at your life and you're realizing that a lot of things are putting you in fear, maybe it is things you're seeing on the news or in the world around you. Maybe it's things that are happening in your personal life, or maybe you are someone that just has a more kind of general but constant sense of worry, stress, unease. All this means is that the universe is showing you that you have fear energy that is ready to be integrated. So when the P's are talking to us about the importance of releasing fear, they never intend to put us in fear of our fear. But what they are encouraging us to do is use the opportunity when we see fear popping up in our life to integrate the energy. So when fear starts to pop up for you, whether that is something that happens on occasion or whether it happens every time you pick up your phone, the first thing the P's encourage us to do is to start to process the energy. Now, the way we break down and neutralize any dense energy, such as fear, is by using our energy tools. And our energy tools are just techniques or a process for moving and processing energy. And the tool that the P's always recommend when these denser, primitive survival emotions like fear come up, the P's always encourage us to turn to our tool of integration. Now, what is integration? Integration is an energy tool that helps you neutralize negative energy. Integration works by moving a negative frequency negative emotion, negative energy through our chakras in a particular way. We tend to use our heart chakra when we integrate energy because the heart chakra is a very powerful portal for neutralizing lower vibrational energy because it is our 5D operating system. So when we use our integration tool, which the P's talk about a lot in these videos, what this does is this processes and neutralizes the energy of fear. Essentially, it breaks down all the negative imprinting on the energy. And what this does is it lets us release the anchor of fear from our experience. Because when fear comes up, a lot of us slide back into that 3D reaction mode, which is to push it away, to try to suppress it, to distract ourselves from it, to numb ourselves so we don't feel it. And all that does is freeze the energy in our energy field. And when you have frozen, stuck energy in your energy field, especially when it's really dense like the energy of fear, what happens is you create little frozen meatballs of energy in your field. And those frozen meatballs create and manifest 24/7, which means you are attracting more and more things to be afraid of, to be angry of. So we don't want that. So we don't want to get into what the P's often refer to as avoidance, suppression, or denial. And that is when we're not willing to sit down and integrate the energy. So when the fear energy comes up, we want to take the opportunity to release that energy so that it's not manifesting in our life. And the way we do that is by pulling that thing into our heart. Right? That is the go-to tool of the P's. And you have heard me talk in many videos about how to do that. So I know y'all are experts at that by now. But in case you're new, I will link at the top of the screen the videos that tell you exactly how to do that. But this is always the first step that the P's recommend, is to bring whatever it is that has triggered the fear into your heart. This starts the process of integration because you're not avoiding it. You're acknowledging the fear, and that is always the first step to releasing a negative frequency. We've got to acknowledge it. We have to see it. As we like to say, you gotta own it. So this is always the first step, is to bring whatever that situation is, that topic, that thing, that person that triggered the fear, and bring it into your heart. And then the second step is to begin your integration work. And so knowing how to integrate energy is going to be of critical importance to lightworkers and starseeds as we move forward into 2025, because this is the tool that helps you break down all of the collective heaviness that we are moving through. Knowing how to break down fear is our most important skill right now. Because again, if we don't do it, if we have a lot of density in our field, like fear, it will block our ascension. You can't take it with you. So again, this is never to put us in fear, but to help us understand the importance of doing this work. So that is what the P's wanted to share with you in today's POV. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button if you haven't done that yet. I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.